The Hartford Partnership Program for Aging Education was started at the New York Academy of Medicine with the idea that the American population is aging dramatically. By 2030, the number of older Americans will double. The current healthcare workforce is too small and unprepared to meet the current need, let alone begin to address the growing need that will be a result of the aging of America. And so our focus is on creating that supply. Social workers are actually uniquely qualified to help us navigate our fractured healthcare system. However, only 4% of all social workers currently specialize in aging. The Hartford Partnership Program in Aging Education is designed to be a part of the solution to this impending workforce crisis, because education and training is the key to growing the geriatric social work workforce. The University Community Partnership is actually the foundation of this innovative model. It forces, if you will, in a very positive way, the university to reach into the community and work more closely with the agencies where the students will be placed.
The partnership component is essentially the university and its faculty and staff working together collaboratively with community partners, meaning agencies, both in the health sector and in the human service sector, coming together to implement the program.
What happened as a result of our partnership is that agency staffs and personnel became much more knowledgeable about what each other did, and I do think that has affected and enhanced the delivery of services in our community.
You bring together people who are interested in nutritional services for the aging, health services, home services, who all operate autonomously and have continued to operate and will continue to operate autonomously, but through the partnership arrangement, they are now talking to each other, and it is expected that they will start working in harmony with each other.
The competency scale was developed as a part of this program in order to measure the growth in knowledge and skills of people who are going through, that we're taking through the program. And the competency scale actually measures knowledge learned as well as skills acquired in working with older adults.
So there is a deep role, and I think deep commitment and desire to articulate policies that are going to make the service delivery infrastructure in this country cutting edge and exciting.
I just feel like I can go into any city now and I know what all the resources are to look for, and I understand how they can affect each other. I understand how they can work together to serve older adults.
I think what it did do was to compress the learning curve and to hopefully help me be better at my craft sooner than I would have otherwise.
Working in the field of geriatric social work, you are never bored. Just because someone may be in a bed, they are still the creative, dynamic, vibrant people that they've always been.
Traditionally, the fieldwork experience in graduate social work education is in one agency.
So let's just go over this.
This program is different. Our whole field experience is built on the concept of rotation.
In one setting, they may be working with an older person who is poor and who has many needs and reflects sort of the safety net type programs that we desperately always will need. But on the other hand, they may be working with one of our programs where we're helping older adults to become engaged in the arts or become engaged in a second career.
That's what the rotation model does. It gets students excited about possibilities. It crashes their stereotypical views of what aging is, and it does expose them to the big picture. And that picture is going to be critical because that's going to be where the jobs are eventually.
I was able to see the whole continuum of care and really understand how they connect with each other and better understand the needs, the full scope of services, and just, I guess, the bigger picture.
The rotational model is an extraordinary challenge. If you can navigate the challenge, you will be so skilled when you come out of your program.
Field instructors, I think, are the unsung heroes in graduate social work education. They are people who work full-time in the agencies that employ them, and they give additional time to precept students.
The landlord is just a very small piece of the picture.
They're given nothing to encourage them to do that except the pleasure of training the future generation. This model actually strengthens their role. It puts them at the table with faculty members in designing educational experiences so that the students actually come out with the skills they need to serve the population of older adults that they'll be working with.
The school works very closely with the students to make sure that that transition is smooth and that the student is being supported in both agencies.
The beauty of this program is that the field instructor is doing so much to help the student navigate their own academic needs, but also help with career orientation by helping them in the different placements.
Josue, tell me about your new client.
Yeah, this is Arlene Cody.
I do think that the SWILI training helped me as a supervisor because it gives you such a broad range of experiences in working with seniors, not only at the direct level, but at a more macro level as well.
By setting up a program like this, we've learned that students love the opportunity to work with a variety of people as they age. They have incredible respect for the quality of life of the people they're working with, and they actually are the best recruiters for our program going forward, and they tell us that. They rate this program higher than any other program that they've been involved in.
The recruitment part of the program is very important. And it's through the recruitment efforts that we began to look at workforce, sustaining a workforce that will continue to work with the elderly into the future.
A lot of the seniors that I served this year were seniors that were facing eviction, that could not afford public health insurance unless they used all of their life savings. And they were still able to let me know how much I was making a difference.
This program is actually focused on creating a cohort of social workers who will be leaders in working with older adults.
Thank you for calling the Alzheimer's Association. This is Stacy.
It increases their interest, and it also creates an opportunity for them to see, frankly, how dysfunctional our systems of care are. And as a result, we hope we're creating leaders who will change those systems going forward on behalf of older adults.
There is considerable evidence and desire on the part of the intellectual leadership of the profession, as well as some of the current students and alumni who feel that the next step is not only delivering services in these different contexts, but it's shaping the policies that undergird the services.
Implementing a program like this is really not difficult. It also doesn't necessarily require additional resources.
We look under every possible rock for funding and have to invent some of the possible funding sources by approaching an array of partners.
Our most successful programs redirected the workflow of their current staff and energized them to think out of the box again.
Inviting partners like a state or county administrator who might be overseeing a mental health program to think about the needs of the elders and their mental health supports, and then to invest some resources that they can invest in some first-rate outcomes.
Our results are impressive. Nearly 80% of our graduates actually go into careers in aging. In just 10 short years, our programs have been implemented in 33% of all MSW programs nationwide. But we know from our own experiences and from our evaluations and from the comments of our students that it would benefit all schools of social work to implement programs like this, and we stand ready to help you do that. Our goal is to train 2,500 social workers by 2011 and to establish the Hartford Partnership Program in Aging Education as the gold standard at MSW programs nationwide. We welcome you to become part of the solution by joining this movement to educate the next generation of social workers in aging, and in so doing, helping older adults and their caregivers take charge of their lives.